So we are counting down to that big verdict. Chief Justice of India, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, is going to lead that bench. 16 days have taken between the arguments by the petitioners who have challenged the government's decision and the government lawyers who have stood by that decision. There have been a lot of back and forth, and finally on September 5th that judgment was reserved. Today that judgment will be delivered in Jammu and Kashmir. Lot of bandobast done repeatedly. The police there, the cyber police there, is coming up with notifications, is coming up with advisories for people on how to use social media. The security bandobast on the highway that connects Jammu with Srinagar, the National Highway 1A, the security bandobast on that has also been tightened to ensure that there is no untoward incident. We'll talk to our colleagues in Jammu as well as in Kashmir in just a bit. But first, let's get you the political reactions, starting with Omar Abdullah, the former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir and a top leader of the National Conference.
Umar, your party has had a long history regarding 370, your grandfather, and then he becoming the president, and now a lot of things were on your shoulders with the first party to go to the Supreme Court. How do you see this coming to an end today?
Well, we'll wait and see. I don't think there is anybody who can say with any degree of certainty what the judgment will say. The only people who know are the 5 honourable judges whose verdict we await on Monday. We'll wait and see. We are hopeful. It is with a lot of hope that we knocked on the doors of the Supreme Court, as any petitioner does. From the first day, we have said that this is a peaceful sort of fight. We will use political, legal and constitutional means, and that's what we've done. That will continue.
Do you suspect that there could be some restrictions on your movement on Monday because your program in Bijbehara was cancelled by the district magistrate?
We were supposed to go to North Kashmir on Monday. That program has been cancelled. What this government will do, I don't know. Needless to say, whatever they do, it won't be for the first time. So, as they say, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt.
जिस तरह से अलग अलग जमातों के, खासकर पीडीपी का मैं सुन रही हूँ, हमारे वर्कर्स के लिस्ट लिए जा रहे हैं, पुलिस थानों के जरिए लगता है कि कोई ऐसा फैसला आने वाला है जो जम्मू कश्मीर या इस मुल्क के हक में नहीं है, बल्कि सिर्फ बीजेपी के एजेंडे को आगे चलाने के लिए है. इसलिए कुछ प्रिकॉशनरी मेजर्स लिए जा रहे हैं, जिसका मुझे बड़ा अफसोस है. मगर फिर भी मैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट को ये बताना चाहती हूँ कि आपकी जिम्मेवारी बीजेपी के एजेंडे को आगे चलाने की नहीं है, बल्कि इस मुल्क की सालमियत, इस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की सालमियत की है, उसका लिहाज कीजिए.
जब जजमेंट आएगी, वर्डिक्ट आएगा, तो उस वक्त पता चलेगा कि क्या है कि कश्मीरियों के हक में है, जम्मू कश्मीर के अवाम के हक में है या उनके खिलाफ है. इस वक्त हम यही कह सकते हैं कि हम 2 महीने या 4 महीने से इंतज़ार नहीं कर रहे हैं. हम गुज़िश्ता 4 साल से ज़्यादा अरसे से इस दिन का इंतज़ार कर रहे थे कि कब सुप्रीम कोर्ट, क्योंकि पहले 3 साल में तो कोई सुनाई हुई नहीं, सिर्फ एक दफ़ा आधे घंटे के लिए सुनवाई हुई थी, और जिसका हमने भी, मैंने खुद भी और मेरे साथियों ने अपनी पब्लिक मीटिंगों में पिछले 1-1.5 साल से कहा कि जब तक सुप्रीम कोर्ट इसको डे टू डे हियरिंग नहीं करेगी तो तब तक फैसला आना 50 साल में भी नामुमकिन है.
देखिए, हमसे जो कुछ हो सका हमने किया. हमारे जो वकील थे, हिंदुस्तान के बेहतरीन जो एक वन ऑफ द टॉप लॉयर्स हैं, कोशिश उसने भी की, हमने भी की, और अल्लाह से दुआ कर सकते हैं. इसके अलावा और हम क्या कर सकते हैं कि जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट है वो क्या फ़ैसला सुनाए. अल्लाह करे वो जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों के हक़ में जो है फ़ैसला सुनाए, और जो हमारी जो एस्पिरेशंस हैं वो जो हैं इस जजमेंट से फुलफ़िल हो जाएं.
देखिए, ऑलमोस्ट जितनी संस्थाएं हैं देश की वो सब हाईजैक हुई है. अगर आप आज की डेट में देखें, काफ़ी सारे फैसले जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट से आए वो उसी तर्ज में थे जो बीजेपी को पसंद आता. तो हम कोई ख़ास ज़्यादा उम्मीद हम लोगों ने नहीं रखी है, क्योंकि हम मानते हैं, जैसे मैंने कहा, कि संस्थाएं जो देश की है वो सब अंडर प्रेशर है। जो वर्डिक्ट आने वाला है, हम ये मानते हैं कि शायद वो हमारे हक में नहीं हो।
हमारा मानना है, नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस का मानना है कि कानूनी पहलू इसका जो है वो अपनी जगह, और मेरी दानिश में है कि 2 दफ़ा पहले भी माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इस बारे में फैसले सुनाए हैं, और हमारे कानूनदान जो हैं वो यही कहते हैं कि इसमें जो फैसला होगा वो कानून और आइन के मुताबिक होगा, और जो इसके मुखालिफ हैं वो उनको जो है उनको खिफत उठानी पड़ेगी।
So what is the situation at ground zero? What are the arguments that have been made here at the Supreme Court of India? To discuss all of that, Ishan Vani is joining me from Kashmir. Ananya Bhatnagar and Anusha Soni keeping an eye on the Supreme Court. We'll come to you, the legal eagles, but let me go to Ishan Vani first. Ishan, just show us around if you can, the kind of bandobast that you see, unprecedented?
Well, not a massive deployment. The government is banking on the peace that they have been able to prevail in Jammu and Kashmir, and that is where they believe that they will be able to contain any sort of situation and people would not come out on the roads, beat any kind of decision. There are already certain arrangements that the forces have made. One, as you mentioned earlier, that security convoys around the national highway have been stopped for today, given the fact that there could be problems caused to the highway, and that is why there will be no convoy movements taking place. Even the VVIP movements or VIP movements in the interiors of troubled areas have also been cancelled, and the security forces have been asked to ensure that these VIPs do not venture inside those areas where trouble can happen. So yes, there are multiple agencies which are coordinating this particular arrangement on the ground. One particularly, they don't want any kind of protest or mobilization to take place on the ground, because the government has been hugely arguing even in the Supreme Court about the peace that is prevailing in the valley, and that is where they will want to ensure that that is seen on the ground. Then you have certain kind of arrangement where intelligence bureau, the administration and police came together and discussed the plan to be implemented on the ground. Those who could cause trouble, they are being very closely monitored. Just yesterday at around midnight, cyber police, as you mentioned earlier on the beginning of the show, came out with a notice saying that any sort of misinformation or causing any sort of issues and trouble on the ground will invite trouble, and please be careful with whatever you share on your social media handles. Though the government under 144 CRPC had already implemented such orders few days back, but yes, they have been reinforced, and yes, security is heightened. Definitely forces on the alert. People are also looking forward to what the Supreme Court will say, because after a very long time we had seen a legal battle take place where the Supreme Court heard arguments from both the sides. Country's best lawyers and the battery of lawyers were representing the sides of National Conference, the People's Conference led by Sajad Lone, other political parties and activists who went to the Supreme Court. And remember, Umar, while speaking to us, had also said that there should be no violence, because people have not been coming out on the roads, be it the 370 or the issue of Palestine. So he also messaged to the people that they should stay indoors and look at the Supreme Court as they will decide on whatever they feel was right, whether constitutionally 370 abrogation was done in the right manner or whether it was wrong. But one has to see that what sort of verdict is delivered by the Supreme Court today.